Wichita State.
49ers bring pressure. Two inside backers come down the sideline. Romeo Dobbs, a touchdown.
Hang on. Love to Watson. To a one-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, the Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing. Bill, the Packer fan, and Packer owner, Nick. They run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
Two great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him back.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they already came out. There's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling what
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than one.
And you know what, Packer fans? The Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to you, Bill and Nick. Their website and their Packer news. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball all. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the ribs, and the ball was just jumping out of his hands. Agreed.
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick. Enjoy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network. Tonight, we got a good show. We got, obviously, me, Nick Green and Gold. We got Bill, the motherfucking Packer fan. We got Babyface Ken. We got Rob in the hood. And then we got Get Your Popcorn John Dorn over here.
Yeah,
so,
if you could take the time and give the show a share to any group you're in, any Packer group, NFL group, any group at all.
And I just want you guys to know that our lines are open. You can call in at 872-216-9360. Ask us any of your questions. Say whatever it is that you want. You can even come in and troll us. I'm down for it.
Yeah, remember, John Dorn's he's locked and loaded.
I just want everybody to know that was off the top of the dome. You guys' nicknames real quick. I was trying to do something. I was like, oh, here we go.
We're gonna work on that segment, Nick.
I'm gonna get better at it. So Bill, I'm gonna kick it off to you. You go ahead and get us started with the first.
Let's start out with Aaron Rodgers with all this, New York Jets stuff. Man, I keep hearing all kinds of stuff. I was hearing that we were trying to get a second and a first for next year or something like that. Well, what did you hear, Robert?
They're talking a second this year and a one next year and a wide receiver, Corey Davis, possible player trade. See, that's the only way that they can get out of wanting to give us that first is by making a trade, a player for player trade. And to me, that's cheap. I want the pick. Honestly, man, we're giving up Rodgers. Let's just give us the number 13 and we'll call it a day. We don't need to talk about, I don't even care if they don't give us anything next year. Just give us the one this year.
Give us that 13th pick and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's get ready for the draft, man.
I would do. If I was the Packers, I would say I want those 2 second-round picks, and then we just call it good.
Right. That sounds good to me too. What do you think, Ken?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be against getting both the 2s or preferably the 1. But hey, if that's what it takes to get them moved, let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. See, I like I said, I'll take the 2 seconds, or I'll take a second and a second next year. You guys are saying, let's just get this shit done. Yeah. Let's move on. I'm ready to get this over with, man. It's starting to get old hearing about Rodgers day in and day out, Yeah,
I just don't want to get cheated. That's the thing. I just don't want to be cheated.
We want to. You got to think he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Come on, man. There's got to be some. Even if he's going to play for a year,
he's a lock for the Hall of Fame, bro. He's a lock. He's not. There's no way he's that 4-time MVP. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He's a lock.
You got to see their side too. He might only play 1 year. You know what I mean?
No, I get that. No, and for all the shenanigans, everybody's watched him play with us for the last couple seasons. They know that there's no guarantee he's not going to do that there, especially if they have a tanking season.
Yeah.
Imagine how he'll be if they tank or mid-season form if they're sucking ass.
Yeah, but you also got to remember that it's not owned by a board; it's owned by a person. So he's thinking about that ticket revenue. He's thinking about everything. Yeah. He's gonna bank in. There's a lot of shit that we're not even thinking about that they're thinking about.
And then they're saying like Rodgers came out and said he was 9%. Watkins was going to retire. Now Woody's kind of backing up on that. It's kind of like. Come on, man. That's bullshit. He knew that he went there for what, a day and talked to him almost a fucking whole day. Not like that came up. They know they're gonna come. He's been coming in for at least 2 years.
Well, they said the whole problem is because of what happened on the Pat McAfee show. How Rodgers, how they talked about it. That's what's messed this whole trade up.
Well, he kind of lied on the Pat McAfee show too. Well, now I watched the whole show. He said that no one contacted him before he went in his darkness retreat. But then you have our GM, Brian Gutekunst, saying I've been calling him for weeks, and he ignored us all the way up to that.
Yeah, that's why the Packers made their move.
Look, Rodgers likes to play the victim, but he's not really the victim. You know what I mean? He tries to play it out.
The one thing about Rodgers, he wants to keep the pressure on everybody. He wants to make sure he's control everything. He controls everything.
Yeah,
he's already controlling the Jets. He's not even on the Jets. He's controlling them.
Right.
Well, he's good at it. Apparently, he's good at it, guys. He's doing it.
Yeah. He's their GM and their coach.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what do you guys think about this 49ers, all this trending talk of Aaron Rodgers possibly going to the Niners?
Actually, I hope they'll get 10 or not more. I wish more would come
I heard they were offering 3/3 and a first next year. Like, dude, 3/3 this year and a first next year? That might be pretty. That might have my eyes. You know what I mean? That might have my eyes.
But the first next year is going to be like the 32nd pick, bro, because they're probably going to go all the way with. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl if they take Rodgers.
Yeah,
but still having 4 threes, that'd be fucking kick ass this year.
Yeah, and that was the one team that was legitly one quarterback away from going to from winning the Super Bowl.
I use those threes to move up. You can use those threes to move up.
Let me ask you guys this, all right? Because maybe I'm just I'm misunderstanding how these picks. To me, a 3rd round pick, it's a decent pick. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of starting 3rd round picks that they're in the NFL, but I mean, dude, I don't see how a 3rd round could be. You could give me 6 of those fuckers, and I still don't think it's enough. I don't know, Nick. What do you think? You being quiet, man.
He's sharing the show and taking care of it.
Oh, is he? All right. My bad. I thought he was like not wanting to say nothing.
Go Pack Go from New Zealand. Thanks for watching, buddy. We appreciate you watching, man. If you ever want to come on or anything, just inbox one of us and we'll get you on, buddy. We'd love to hear a little info from you.
I'm kind of with you guys.
Spinner.
I'm like, whenever I go on someone else's show, they're like, I'm sick of talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, so am I.
It's the headline news. There's nothing we can do or say about it.
He's holding our draft hostage. He's holding our draft hostage, man.
Yeah, you ain't lying there.
What I found interesting today was Bill was posting a lot today about Bakhtiari and the things that he said. So I wonder what he's kind of.
That's I can see Bach trying to weasel his way out of the team.
Did you watch the whole interview?
Did you watch it? Like he was irritated with Rodgers, like he wasn't a Rodgers guy, but then he seemed like he was mad at management too. It was like it was almost like he was in between.
Yeah,
you have to watch the whole thing. You got to watch.
Here, I'm gonna play the chopped up version that they released on YouTube from that podcast. They released like a chopped up version of it, and that's what I was sharing. But I mean, it breaks down pretty much.
Before you do that, let me answer this before you do that.
Yeah.
So just because like at the very tail end, this is all coming into a humongous drama, that doesn't mean that Rodgers has always been this big diva that we told you guys. You were wrong for so many fucking years. Dude, you could say that the world's going to end 1,000,000 years, and if that one year the world ends, I was right. Oh, yeah, you were wrong.
No, it's
999,999 times.
It's between Rodgers and Goody. That's what this is. It didn't start till Goody came, and that's where this is from.
Say he's like always been this diva. It's just not true. You're just fucking out of your mind.
So check this video out and tell me what you guys think. Let's check it out.
Whether you think so or not, they don't like. Could they be good? I don't know. Could they be bad? Probably. If you're betting, more people are gonna think they're gonna be bad than good. Right? Isn't that fair to say? So then they'll be like, well, we're going to suck anyways. We want what we want, and we're not going to bend anyone, so we'll just eat it.
Fair.
Sell and retire, we'll pay you. We don't care because we're going to, if we're going to do it our way, it's going to be on our terms. If not, what are we, like, were we going to be Super Bowl contenders anyway? So we'll eat it. You can hang on the side, pay you your money, and then we'll suck anyways, get the picks. As compared to dealing him for something that you shouldn't have, you could potentially look like an idiot to not only president and the board, but everyone else around the league, thinking from the GM's perspective. Put yourself on the hot seat. and then potentially have your job come called to question. So I look at all these like ways you can deal it. I don't think it'd get that contentious. I do think they'll probably come to an agreement. He'll get traded. They'll get what they want, and then time will probably say whether it was who won what. But I'm saying there, I do think that could be a third option if things got so bad.
You're right. I've
Jets
changed
just
my
say,
mind.
no,
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys take what he said disrespectful?
No,
not at all.
I think he's trying to be as honest as he possibly can in the moment because I think one, he's hurt that him and Rodgers seemingly aren't as close as that he thought they were, and two, him and the Packers aren't as tight knit as he thought they were either. So I think he's in this weird place, like a rock and a hard place, where
he knows the writing's on a wall for him.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So what he's doing is, I'm not going to call it lashing out, but he's giving he's making people read between the lines of what he's saying with what he's saying, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, for sure. What's your thoughts on that, Ken?
Yeah.
You're pretty quiet over there, buddy.
Yeah, he seems to me that he knows that no matter what, even if he stays this year, he's gone next year because of the ridiculous cap that he has.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's restructured a couple of times, I don't think he really wants to do that again. And I can honestly see him retiring with the way he's talking, that he's almost had enough of the politics with it and said, you know what, I've made my money. I showed everybody I was one of the damn best. What more am I going to do?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't think so, man. He's gonna go at least play 1 year for the Jets. If he leaves, he's got to prove that he can go win with someone else, man. What else has he got left?
Yeah.
He's a diva. That's what he's thinking, bro.
Right. No, he is.
Bro, he's going to stick it to everybody. He's going to go there. He's going to hold this up until the last possible minute before it could absolutely collapse and make him sick. Because I think he realizes we can just sit his ass. And I think we should. I mean, just to stick it to everybody.
We could trade him to the Niners for the 3 third-round picks and dare him to retire. If he retires, he don't get the 60 mil.
What the hell?
But then the Jets don't get him. So that's what makes it nice for me, because if they're trying to lowball us, I'd rather see him sit out.
Well, I don't understand why they just didn't throw the 13 out there and say, let's get this done. I mean, let's lock up our quarterback. We've already told the fan base he's going to be here.
Right.
Why go through all this abuse?
Yeah, no shit. No,
it's abuse. I mean, dude, imagine the media and the fan base here on us about Rodgers. Imagine what it is in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're waiting to get their quarterback. They got bupkis.
Before Packers gave him permission to go down and go talk to him, they had it locked in where they would get a second this year and a first next year. Then right after that, then he went on McAfee, and now it's a big mess because was scared that he's only going to play for 1 year, and they want a 25 year 225. They want a pick back if he doesn't play 2 years. It's like, fine, give him a fucking third back. Say, okay, screw it. Here's third. Something.
Something's better than none, huh, John?
Yeah, exactly. We still get our first and second.
Yeah, I'd be okay with kicking him back a third if he happened to retire.
We suck at drafting a third anyway.
Yeah.
Third.
I wish we'd use that as a bargaining chip to move around. Don't even bother thinking about picking anybody there. We've tried multiple times. You apparently can't hit the broadside of a barn.
And then the 49ers, we get all their fucking thirds. Fuck, we just package those fuckers up and move back up in a second.
Yeah, no shit. Get our money's worth then.
Exactly.
I just think, man, 2 number ones, boy, we could really clean up this draft.
Right. So, hey, I'm gonna play you guys a little video here. It's Christian Watson talking about Jordan Love. Now, remember, this man has had a lot of snaps with him because, that's how he warms up. So
I want to ask you about Jordan Love, because you obviously see him a lot more than most anybody else. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's ready to take that step, whether it be in Green Bay or somewhere else? We know it's the business that'll play itself out. But how do you think about Jordan Love at the quarterback on this level?
I think he's definitely ready.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a lot of reps with him, through OTAs, through camps. And I mean, even in practice during the season, I mean, there'll be days where he'll get, more reps than usual. I warm up every single pregame with him. just catching routes, catching some deep balls, just running the route tree with him pregame. And I think we saw flashes of it, in the Eagles game, the Philadelphia week.
Yeah,
we saw a little bit of it. And I think it's just going to come down to, whenever his opportunity is. But I think he's ready for it.
This is
Not bad.
I love these videos, man. They hype me up for the season. It's too early.
You said it's too early for this shit.
It's too early to hype me up, Bill, because, man, I want to play, bro. I want to just get out there and see this going, man. I want training camp to begin.
Yeah, me
We're
too.
still
That's why I'm saying I'm just ready for this Aaron Rodgers trade to be done.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's rebuild. Let's do what we got to fucking do.
Well, we normally are focused hard on the draft, and I don't know how anybody's doing. I see all these guys doing mock drafts, and I don't know how you can do a mock draft when we don't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah, that's wild, man. So, I don't know, man. What's your guys' thoughts on the draft coming up? What should we use that 13th overall pick for, or that 15th pick? I'm hoping we get the 13th too, but
I'd like to use it in a pass rusher. I like to get a pass
you want to
rusher.
use it you want to use it for a pass rusher? How about you, Robert? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I want a tight end. I want us to shore up. We have a weak wide receiver, and we don't have to get another wide receiver. We just got to shore up the receiving core, and we really need a tight end. That's who I think we should go after, number one.
Okay, all right. How about you, Ken? What's your thoughts?
I'd love to be able to snag Kincaid or Myers there, but I would be 100% fine with another pass rusher, just with Gary not being able to start the season, and you don't know when he's going to be able to pick in.
Yeah, they
Mike
said it'll be a few
Anderson
weeks.
from Texas Tech. Anderson, that guy looks really, really good. I would not be mad if we pick Branch with our first pick. I know that's a bit of a reach because he's not projected till the end of the first round, beginning of the second round. But like we've talked about many times, Green Bay is the type of team where they don't wait if they like a guy. They just do it. Like they have a draft board where they go, okay, this guy is who we like. If he's there, I'm not going to wait for the second round. I'm not going to wait. You know what I mean? I'm just going to get him now. Just like with Rashawn Gary. They do that all the time. So if Branch is the guy, man, I could see him doing it. But I would love Kincaid in the first round. I think that's him and Anderson are my first
You've been
picks.
talking a lot, pretty highly of Kincaid, so he must have something, going for him.
Well, I live in Utah, so I see a lot of them. And, dude, it's not just – there's a lot of guys that have a route tree but can't block, that are great blockers but don't have a great route tree. Kincaid kind of does all of it really well. I'm not saying he's elite at it or anything like that, but his route tree is pretty damn good if you go watch his highlights. Yeah. And he can definitely block. He's a pretty big dude.
Right, for sure.
They got us going with Myers, but I really have Kincaid myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what I've been hearing
Washington, he'll be nice to get him too. But
this is kind of what I was talking about right here. He kind of is a Swiss Army knife for a tight end. He kind of does it all. And again, he's not like absolutely elite at really anything, but he's really well rounded at pretty much everything. So I don't want another Tanyan, guys. I don't want another fucking
Travis Kelce.
I'm so sick of having no tight end. It's been so long, man. And even Jermichael Finley had his great moments, but man, were they short-lived,
Mm-hmm. I could see us getting actually two tight ends, one early and one later in the later rounds, because we're going to have we should have. Well, you have 10 now. We should have at least 11.
I could see it. DeGuara is. I kind of feel like DeGuara is more of our fullback than he is our tight end at times. So I could definitely see it. And I don't know why we re-signed Tyler Davis. Why? What is the point of that?
He's just there for a camp body.
Dude, he is so awful. Just terrible. I don't get it. But you guys go ahead and rip apart whatever you will.
I don't know. What do you think if we pick up like offensive lineman with that 15? I wouldn't mind it.
I'd be okay with that.
Maybe Bakhtiari's replacement.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody drops.
Now let me ask you guys a question.
If Myers ain't actually up to par up like he had one really good year, and he's up and down, man. I hate to say it, but
Myers, when he's fully healthy and he's not dealing with problems, has actually been really good for us.
Mm-hmm.
He's just in 2 years already. It's like you've only played half the games, and you're
well,
so I get what you're saying, but
I think Tom might push him for for fucking
Zach Tom needs to stay at guard with Jenkins. He needs to stay at guard with Jenkins.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? Maybe Zach Tom would be more comfortable at center because I know he played a lot of center in college.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you know what? Because we have Runyon, so you put Runyon, Jenkins. You put Zach Tom. Now we got Nyman, who I'm still not sold on. I like.
Yeah, I don't know if
he's got potential. He's got upside though.
Newman
I think he's better left.
Now the thing with Nyman though is, for whatever reason, he does really good against like the top pass rushers. You ever notice that where he has a great, but then we play a bunch of nobodies and he gets killed, and I don't. It's fucking weird, right?
He disappears and shit.
Bro, he dominated Bosa. Absolutely dominated Nick Bosa. So my point is, right now, is there a tackle worth that pick though? So my point is.
Dorn's trolling somebody while he's live.
Oops. I don't think there's a tackle worth that first round pick. It's kind of like how we all know that we need more wide receivers, obviously, but it's not worth the first pick that we have.
See, what I like to do is my first 3 picks would be like I want to get a receiver, a pass rusher, and a tight end. Doesn't have to be in any order, but just those 3 in our first 3 picks.
All right, guys, we got somebody in the lobby. We got Anthony Stewart. He's a Chicago Bear fan. He's pretty decent. He's been on a few so far. How's it going, Anthony?
Just real quick,
I'm out of town right now. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
If this is true, bro. Oh wait. If that's true, motherfucker, I will be so happy. I'll be the happiest person on the planet. I tell you what.
That is hard facts on that.
Shit, if he's Mark Andrews, oh my God.
I mean, I wanted Travis Kelce, but I'll take a Mark Andrews.
Shit.
So what's up, Anthony? What do you got for us today? I know you're very opinionated and you love to bring up your Bears. So what
are you coming to tell us how good the Bears are going to be or try to be?
Come on. Oh, so we'll start with jokes.
All right.
First of all, let's start with this before I get on with my Bears. What is Aaron gonna do, man? He's holding your Packers hostage. What do you think he's gonna do? And then I'll get to the Bears.
It's got 2 choices: go to the shitty ass Jets or retire. That's pretty much it. Well, there's actually a sneaky third choice here now where other teams are coming in. But either way, you need to get the fuck out of here or you need to retire, man. That's it.
As a Bear fan, how's it feel not to going to be facing Rodgers twice this year?
Man, first of all, I want him. let's get that straight. I want Justin Fields.
He must not know Aaron Rodgers' record versus the
pain he gives you.
Dominate.
Come on. Let's not pretend like we didn't see progression in Justin Fields last year. Come on, man.
His running game really
let's not pretend like we didn't see that. And that was
you're right.
You guys only had 3 wins. You progressed backwards, man.
Is that technically a guilty pleasure of yours where you need to have Aaron Rodgers kick your ass every year?
Let's hear this.
Let me finish. Check 3 wins. You were correct about that. 3 wins. The most exciting 3 wins we've had as Chicago fans in years. And the reason being is because it was Justin Fields. This cat was doing things with our offensive line. Yes, it was only 3 wins, but you saw. If you were a football fan, you didn't have to be a Bears fan. You had to see potential in that. You had to know that if that guy had weapons around him and an offensive line like he did at Ohio State. What?
All right, hang on. I want to show Anthony something here. You say that he needed an offensive line, correct?
I know what you're about to say. Yeah, show it to me.
I'm not going to say it. I'm going to show you. Check this play out right here. If you look, you see your line nice and straight, right? You see where all the receivers and everybody's going. Now watch. He had all day to throw the fucking ball, and watch what he did. This fucker still tucked and ran with it.
Greg Rice showed up at the right time.
Look at the lines holding up nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, that guy, he's got
guys wide open over there.
Oh my God.
And who was
ran right into the defender? That's what he did.
Right to the defender. Holy shit.
Look at the pocket. There's a pocket right there. Run into the defender instead.
He didn't even stick in the clean pocket.
Dude, what does it matter who the receiver is? You could have had Helen Keller out there playing receiver.
He said Helen Keller.
Look, I understand you're a Bear fan and you got to have high hopes for your prodigy. I get it, bro. But, I mean, if we're being real, 3 wins is not very exciting. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can say what you like, but 3 wins is not very exciting. And he's all he does is if the play breaks down, he takes off running, bro. He has no skills to get to throw someone open. You know, Rodgers can fake a pass and then throw the guy open. I mean, I don't see that.
That's not true.
Because did you watch him at Ohio? Has anyone ever seen him at Ohio State? Who watched him play at Ohio State?
But we're not in Ohio State. This is the pros. This is the pros.
NFL, man.
We're gonna get Greg involved because Greg just joined. Real quick,
was he passing or was he running at Ohio State?
What was he doing? Did you ever watch Jamarcus Russell at LSU? So point taken. Greg Rice.
So now you're gonna make me talk. Now you're gonna make me talk about your quarterback, your new quarterback. And you're gonna make me talk about him.
I've watched almost every one of his games. I live right next to where he played.
You're gonna make me talk about Jordan Love. You're gonna make me talk about him.
What's up?
You guys don't even have a quarterback.
What's up, gentlemen?
We
don't even have a quarterback.
Look,
you don't even have a quarterback.
You got to watch.
You know what you did?
You got to watch the Bears.
You took Jordan Love.
All right, hang on. Well, one at a time, guys. One at a time.
Jordan Love. You took Jordan Love and you made him a career guy.
You're making irrelevant points right now. I'm getting to Greg. Greg, you got to watch Justin Fields against your Lions, which was the worst defense ranked in the whole league last year. Now, I'm not trying to shit on your defense. I'm just making a point.
It's the truth. It's the truth. So, it was the worst defense.
You guys gave the Bears the best offensive line they ever had in one moment where nobody rushed the quarterback.
I remember
something crazy happened where I believe Hutchinson still picked it off somehow. So why don't you tell us what you see from Justin Fields when you watch him?
I see an incredibly talented athlete who made some progressions last year. Not quite as much as Bear. I think right now we're at a point in the offseason, you guys, where we tend to overanalyze and this goes for all fan bases, where we tend to overhype, overanalyze, and overestimate what we got from last season. Now, look, I know you're excited as a Bears fan. You've never really had a quarterback with this skill set, this dynamic, but this guy has a lot of improvement he's got to work on. The play Nick's talking about, alluding to, was where we literally dropped 11 in coverage, rushed no one, and he still managed to throw an interception. He's got to work on his progressions, his accuracy. Fields has a lot of work to do, you guys. And one thing I talk about with Bears fans all the time is this Jalen Hurts comparison. Look, man, Jalen Hurts was really, I mean, he took his team to the playoffs in his second season, man. And it's a completely different dynamic from them to the Bears, you know. So I don't know. I think Bears fans just need to be a little bit more patient, a little bit more realistic. I see all these quarterback rankings. Like there's no way you could put Fields realistically in the top 15 in the NFL last year in terms of pure passing. You can't. You can't.
Top 20. I don't even think top 20.
All right. So Anthony, I'm going to give you the floor. You want to respond to that? Go ahead, Anthony. You got the floor.
Okay. Let's be serious, man. Whether you're a Bears fan or Packers fan, first of all, Packers are not gonna give any props. Justin Fields does not have that much to work on as far as his game. What he needs. Let me finish. What he needed was players around him. He needed real wide receivers. He needed a real number 1 and a number 2 wide receiver. We did have decent running backs. We had 2 decent running backs. We didn't have wide receivers. The offensive line. No. And check this out. As far as quarterbacks in the NFC, so who's number 1 now? Now that Aaron is gone.
I mean, it's pretty obvious it's Jalen Hurts. After that, it gets a little murky.
I'm not talking about Hurts. I haven't mentioned the comparison to Jalen Hurts.
I know you haven't. But you asked me who the number 1 quarterback in the NFC was, and I said Jalen Hurts.
No.
After that,
NFC North.
NFC North. I'd say Goff, Kirk Cousins, and then it'd be probably Love and then Fields.
I mean, I think it's kind of a toss-up between look, I like Love and I like Fields. I think they both have the chance to do something. It's just, I mean, as of right now, in terms of experience, the tape we have, I think it's kind of a toss-up between Cousins and Goff. Goff's a little less turnover prone. Cousins got a little bit better of a deep ball. I mean, it just depends on what you prefer, I guess.
How do you put Jordan Love and Fields in the same category? How do you even mention that?
Well, I mean, I'm
Jordan
going
Love is a career
to
backup.
so
They
look,
made him a backup.
I'm going to be honest with you. I like what Green Bay did with Jordan Love. I think he should have got a little bit more opportunity last year. But they made a good run in the second half of the year. From what I've seen from Jordan Love, look, last year you can call it garbage time, whatever, but he seemed to immediately have chemistry with his young wide receivers, and it was impressive against a good Eagles defense. Granted, they were in prevent defense. Granted, it was in garbage time, but he looked good and a lot more composed in the pocket. So we'll see where that goes this year. As far as Justin Fields, look, man, you've seen his passing stats. His biggest worry for me is just his turnover potential, man. He's got to start tucking that ball, that fumbling thing. Look, I get he only lost 14 fumbles last year. That's luck though, man. Usually you end up losing about 50 to 60% of your fumbles, man.
How many yards did he have passing?
What, 2,500?
No,
less, like
nearly
22 or
4,000,
23.
like 3,500 and something.
That's not good. That's not good.
But it is game experience.
Compared to that bomb?
He's got snaps under his belt. He's got 2 full seasons. That's got to count for something.
Yeah,
And
Matt
Eberflus has something special. With all that draft capital, the Bears are going to be scary sooner or later.
It's gonna be the Bears and the Lions. It's gonna be the Bears and the Lions in that north. That's what it's gonna be.
Real quick, did you say that Fields had 3,500 passing yards, or were you talking about something else? Is that what I heard?
I said that's what Justin Fields had. Yeah, 3,500 some passing yards. What was
it? In two seasons combined? Or?
Yeah, it's combined, Nick. Don't jam them up.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? If you must be looking at the stats, what do you see?
He had 2,242 passing yards.
That's what I thought. 2,200 yards passing. 2,200 passing.
That's fucking horrible.
2,200 passing yards, bro. That's
horrible.
Look, I'm not justifying it, but like Darcy said, he does have that experience right now, so you got to kind of give Fields a little bit.
Fumbling and throwing interceptions.
Well, what Greg is saying is you have to give him more of the blame than you are because he's had that much time.
Right? He can't fucking do this. He can't do that. He's fucking garbage.
He has a big enough sample size.
What up, John?
hard facts, John. Hard facts, John.
Look, here's the thing. You blatantly sit there and blindly is what I'll call it. Blindly sit there and go, well, Love is this. Bro, Love has played 6 fucking quarters, okay? Whereas Justin Fields has a large enough sample size of starting as a quarterback where you can definitely blame him for a lot of that shit. He is not progressing very well anyways.
So let me say this. So you're gonna talk about Justin Fields and then you're gonna try to compare him with Jordan Love, who you guys picked in the first round. Let me finish. Sat on the bench for 4 years.
Don't lie. If you're gonna finish, don't lie.
Let
me finish.
Don't lie.
Man. If you're gonna say something, I'm gonna say that you're lying. I never said that. I never compared Fields to Love. I said you can't compare them because Love has played 6 quarters, whereas Fields has extensive.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. Who on the panel just said compare Jordan Love to Fields?
I was saying it was not a fair comparison, and I'd give the leg up to Fields right now just based on snap count.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But I was actually trying to give Fields some credit considering he's played a lot more games.
Right, you have to. I mean, took Love.
When Love gets his many games as Fields this year, we're gonna have this conversation again, bro.
We will. I think it's a good point, Rob, right there. I think it's a kind of an unfair comparison right now. Look, Fields is flash, you guys, but let's not sit here and act like he's put it together or put together some phenomenal game. Shit, I still look at what was it the season before last, that first half against the Packers. That's still one of his best performances, as well as his game against the Steelers. He Fields put together some good games and some garbage time, but I don't know. Like I said, I got to see more from Fields before we just elevate him. Look, I get it, Bears fans. You're thirsty for a good quarterback. I get that. I'm a Lions fan. I didn't see shit till Stafford. I understand the frustration, and it's got to happen. I mean, the odds are on your side. Eventually, you have to hit on a franchise quarterback. All I'm saying is just be patient with where you're ranking this guy.
Right now, Fields is a fucking bridge quarterback until next year. That's all he is.
And you know what? That's a fair assessment. That is, hear me out, Anthony. That's a fair assessment because if Fields comes out this year and puts out stats like he did last year, like not even 2,500 passing yards, unless your offense is run like a Greg Roman type thing, where you're trying to do that Ravens type thing, run a lot of RPOs, and he's still and that's not your style of offense, and he's still putting up that kind of passing yards with all those potential turnovers, man. That's not what you're going to want going forward.
You know what?
Just
You're not going to run that. You're not going to run that. You're talking about
the Packer way. The Packer way. Here, listen,
Greg,
Nick.
Hold on.
The
I'll
Packer
get to
way.
Darcy, you get next. I promise you. Darcy's next. You get the full stage. I promise you. I'm just going to answer a few things real quick to what has been said. Greg is pinpointing. There's a few games here and there where like he looked really good. Okay, so Trent Dilfer had games where he looked real good. Rex Grossman had games where he looked real good. Fucking Jamarcus Russell even had a game or two where he looked real good.
Yeah.
So I just don't buy into like the 1 and 2 games that you can mention real quick where he looked. That means nothing to me. Now the comparison with the whole Jalen Hurts thing, it's asinine. And here's why. If you compare, just for example, so Jalen Hurts did this, and then Justin Fields did this. So if so facto, right? This big twister of he could be Jalen Hurts. Okay. Did you know that he also has extremely similar stats to Jamarcus Russell? And Jamarcus Russell actually had more passing yards in his second year than Justin Fields. So if so facto, we could twist it to he's the new Jamarcus Russell. So that's why
Nick brings up a good point. He does.
I've
seen a stat comparison.
These other people, you can't do it like that. It doesn't work like that, okay? So the development is the most important part. If Justin Fields is not developing where you need him to this year, right now, it's never going to happen.
Exactly.
You can't do it unless he Alex Smiths it and he goes to another team who can develop him into the quarterback he needs to be. Sure, that's a possibility. It's all on the Bears.
Not going to happen.
It's all on the Bears. So Darcy, you got the stage. It's all on Darcy now. I interrupted you. My bad, Darcy.
For the last 30 years, as being a Lions fan, seeing heartbreak, Hall of Fame quarterbacks from the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers have been building this thing the right way. He's been getting a lot of snaps. He got all the OTAs. He got all the preseason last year because, Karen wasn't
all
there.
All 3 years of LaFleur's been there.
Agreed.
So, but the thing that scares me the fucking most is what happens if Jordan Love is the third Hall of Fame quarterback in a row.
Well, Darcy, I'll say fuck you for bringing that up.
But it's absolutely could possibly
I'm just kidding, man. Hey, man, look, Jordan Love, I've talked about it on the show, man. I think, look, the kid has the potential, man. And being in LaFleur's system, which is a disciplined system, despite what you might have seen with under Aaron Rodgers calling his own audibles and stuff, this stuff isn't going to be – Jordan Love's not going to have that sort of leeway. So I think when they're going to go more to a ground and pound, more of a PA-style system, and Jordan Love can definitely see success out of that. And if there's a team to develop a quarterback given time, it's the Packers. The Packers do have that under their belt, and I'm sure you can agree on that, Anthony.
Well, actually, I don't, man. First of all, let me start right here.
Here we go.
Let me hear, Anthony. Let me hear your rebuttal.
First of all, who compared? Yeah, Homer. Yeah, who compared him to Hurts? Who compared Jordan Love to Hurts?
Hey, look, Anthony, let's be real. It's been all over social media, bro. All over. In the NFC North, all these Facebook groups, you see it, man. I know you're not blind. I know you've seen the comparisons on Twitter, on Facebook. Come on, man.
I said on this panel, who did that? You're pointing to me like I'm comparing him to Jordan Hurts.
I'm saying in general.
I'm not.
You're not. I'll give you that. You're not. You are not. You are one of the few Bears fans who's not mentioned that. I'll give you that.
First of all, let's start here. We're talking about a third-year quarterback with two offenses. Learning two offenses in 3 years. And then we're talking about Jordan Love, who sat on a bench and played garbage time. So those two, you can't even compare.
The point is
nobody mentioned that he was in the second offense.
NFL snaps. He's on an NFL team.
Wait. So you're sitting here pretty much knocking Green Bay for sitting and developing their quarterback. Do Now,
you don't develop a quarterback for 4 years. You don't sit a quarterback on the bench for 4 years and call it
3
development.
years. Get it right, dude. 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
When the season started, it'll be 4.
It's 3 years, and actually we did it with Aaron Rodgers, and that seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, do you think maybe that's Chicago's problem? That every time they draft a quarterback, he starts that season.
How about this?
The issue with that? Like,
how about this? How about everybody's jealous now because Chicago does have a quarterback, and everybody sees that. How about that?
Bro,
We'll see, Anthony.
Who's feeding you that garbage that we're jealous?
What? Did I
can
hear
hear it in your voices, man. I can hear it in your statement.
Are you?
I hear it in your comments, man.
First of all, the delusionality is real.
I know this
a Bears fan, a Packers fan calling a Bears fan delusional who's buying stock that's worthless.
The Lions have the best quarterback in the division right now. I know it hurts to hear that your quarterback is worse than Jared Goff, but Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the division right now. So I don't know what the fuck planet you live
What
on.
are you smoking? What are you smoking? Jared Goff is garbage. What are you smoking? You could have said Kirk Cousins. You should have said Kirk Cousins. You're talking about Jared Goff.
Kirk last year.
Are you high? Are you high?
I don't know, Anthony. We'll see, Anthony.
I got golf.
All right, guys, we got a call coming in, guys. We actually have a call coming in, so let's
All
see
right.
what this caller
Who
wants.
loves us?
I don't know if it's going through or not.
All right.
That was a lot of hype for nothing.
Whoever the caller is, if you could call us back, we're having a bad connection.
Hype for nothing. It was a Justin Fields call.
Don't worry
I'm sure you guys got some
about
going
Jordan
on.
Love. That's what you should worry
can I
about.
bring
Don't worry
something
about
up
the Bears quarterback. Because you guys own us, right? You guys own the Bears. Don't worry about the Bears.
That's
Don't worry
right.
about the quarterback.
Nobody's worrying about you guys. Trust me.
I know.
Trust me.
Keep it that way.
Greg, I think
Let's
you're
keep
going to
it that
go
way.
towards the Jared Goff thing, right? I'd love
No, I was actually
to
gonna
tell me why Jared Goff isn't the best quarterback in our division at this point.
I don't know why a Bears fan would
Because Kirk Cousins is. Because Kirk Cousins is. That's why.
We got to call, guys.
I heard a call from somebody. I didn't hear the name.
Who we got?
All right, caller, you're on. What's your name and what's your fan base?
This is Nate, and I'm a Packers fan.
Okay.
Hello, Nate.
Know,
He's there.
Nobody's jealous of that 3-win season and that running back you guys got.
Nobody. Nobody's jealous of that. Nobody.
Tell him.
What the fuck, dude?
Nobody.
So, do you consider Justin Fields to be a quarterback or a running back?
I see him as more of a running back than Lamar is, quite honestly.
Then Kaepernick? What about Kaepernick?
Oh, probably worse than Kaepernick too at this point.
And that's honesty, right? That's from a football fan, right? That's from a football fan, right? Someone that knows the game. That's honesty right there, right?
He's going to be standing on the corner with his cardboard sign like Lamar.
Oh, man. Don't do Lamar dirty like that. He's all right.
Lamar has shown he can throw it occasionally.
Lamar has an MVP at least. He has an MVP.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Lamar. Our quarterback is Justin Fields. I don't know anything about what Lamar is doing. I'm not paying attention to that. What I am paying attention to is Aaron Rodgers holding y'all hostage, holding the Packer fans hostage as usual. 3 years in a row, wants to be the diva, and you have a quarterback that you drafted 3 years ago, sitting on the bench, is garbage. And once you figure out that he's garbage, once you figure out that Jordan Love is garbage, then and only then will you start giving props to Fields, Justin Fields.
Let me ask you a question,
to compare the two.
Let me ask you a question, Anthony. Let me ask you a question. If I went into someone's house, went downstairs in their basement, tied myself up behind my back, am I a hostage? Or did I do that?
Let me ask you a question. Let me give you a statement. If my grandfather had breasts, he would be my grandmother. Let's not do hypotheticals. Let's not do that, man.
So wait, hang on a second here.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not do hypotheticals.
Wait, hang on a second. So wait, you're saying that Aaron Rodgers is holding us hostage, but in fact, we have the second most cap space in the NFL currently right now. And not to mention,
and
we
you
have
never spend it.
Hang on, let me finish. And not to mention, Not to mention, we have 11 draft picks, little buddy.
Yeah.
And what you gonna do with them? What you gonna do with them?
We're gonna.
What do you mean going with them?
We're gonna draft people. We're not gonna be like the Bears. You know what I mean?
Man, please, please.
Look,
please.
hey, bro,
Every
you
year,
know, Anthony, that shit don't fly. The last 30 seasons, you guys have done crap while we've been to the Super Bowl a couple times.
Yes,
we've run the division. I mean, bro, stop with the shit. It's fake. It's just fucking fake. If you're a real fan, you're gonna admit your team fucking sucks. 36 years you ain't been to a Super Bowl, bro.
Let's ask the caller. Let's ask the caller.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Super Bowls. Let's not talk about Super Bowls, man. First of all,
you can't talk about Super Bowls. You can't talk about win. You can't talk about quarterbacks. Can't talk about shit, bro.
I got popcorn.
Everybody, hold on.
Hey, let me ask you guys one serious question. Let me ask you one question. Did you let me on this show? Did you guys let me on this show so you guys could all?
You can ask it after. We have a caller on.
Anthony,
ask the caller. We're gonna ask the caller right now. So Nate, do you think that Aaron Rodgers has been holding us hostage? Yes or no? You can tell us how you feel about it.
I'm gonna say no. I mean, he's still been playing every game. You know, he can sit out OTAs. He can do whatever he wants. He's a fucking 4-time MVP.
Fucking A.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me.
You feel like, look, let's be honest. This is on management. This is the Packers' fault, if anything, for holding on to Rodgers as long as we have.
Yeah.
It'd be more so that we held ourselves hostage. Aaron Rodgers didn't have to do any of that. Like, we were the ones that offered the contract. We were the ones that begged him to stay with us after his 4th MVP, right? We were the ones that did all this. Now, right now, even though all this crazy shit is happening right now, Aaron Rodgers is still not holding us hostage. We have the leverage. We do right now. So the whole hostage thing, Greg, actually, you know what, Greg, go ahead and take it away because I'm going to go into a rabbit hole. Go ahead, Greg.
Real quick, I just got to ask you guys. So look, man, something big came up about an hour and a half ago, and this is not talking shit, man. This is legit NFL stuff. So look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at this Packers safety room right now. And I've looked at other teams, and I look at you guys as, at best, a top 5 worst starting safety tandem in the league right now due to just unproven and lack of snaps. Now, it came out that Budda Baker is requesting a trade. Now, with the potential that you're going to recop some draft capital for Aaron Rodgers eventually, is this someone that you guys would be interested in bringing to your fan base, man? If you have a chance, I know Nick and I know a lot of you guys on this panel do, but if anybody hasn't, this Budda Baker kid, man, he's a field general, man, a defensive leader. What are you guys' thoughts, and what would you give up for him?
I say let's do a three-way trade. Like, let's include that into what we're doing with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers because that's actually gaining something.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with the Jets and the Packers trade, okay?
We're not getting shit.
The Jets and the Packers trade is we're not gaining anything out of this. Like, it's almost like we're giving him up for free is how we feel. So we get a great safety that we know is going to start day one like that.
Yeah.
And in the draft, we can still get another complimentary safety.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about hybrid with Douglas and Savage and all that.
Yeah.
You know what? I tell you what, put that in a 3-way trade, add him in the trade. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm down for that.
What's up, main event, Mike? Glad to see you stop
what-
by,
what-
buddy. You here to
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
You here
Real
to
quick,
represent
the Cardinals
Detroit
are
Lions?
really going to get rid of Budda Baker. Why?
Yeah.
He requested a trade. Look, that franchise is such a mess right now, Nick.
Their defense is so bad. Why would you get rid of him? He's
Nick,
No, he wants out of there.
It's a
They
complete
don't want to
reset,
get rid
man.
of him.
Complete reset. If they're getting rid of Hopkins too, complete reset, man.
So main event, Mike, I'm so sorry I interrupted. Go ahead, give us your take on whatever it is that we've been talking about. Let's hear what you guys say.
No, I just joined. I was just saying thanks for having me. That's all. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, Budda Baker, bro, I swear.
Budda Baker, is that the question? The Packers are dreaming of getting Budda Baker? Is that
No,
what's
they were
going
just
on?
they were talking
No, I just wrote
hypothetically, man. That's
hypothetical.
all. Yeah, it was hypothetical.
What's up, Greg?
So the actual conversation was more so like, so we're having this conversation where Justin Fields is going to be so great, right? No, we haven't seen that. Anthony said that he threw for 3,500 yards last year. He threw for 2,200 yards.
Yeah.
So it's not
This
developing.
is like Hollywood Squares here, man. I'll take John Dorn for the block.
All right.
Yeah, that's what
Butter
this
Baker
is.
right now. Butter Baker. I mean,
That's what this is.
he's
That's
going
exactly
17
what this
million right
is.
now. We can't afford him.
Well,
So-
that's the
so
thing.
you-
That's
These
not
guys
true.
do
If
these
you
guys
trade
are
Aaron
nice, but they
Rodgers-
come with a price tag. Big time
Exactly.
tags.
If you trade Aaron Rodgers and they take a lot of the money out of the money that we owe, then yes, we do. We have plenty of money for him.
Good point, Nick.
I think the bigger question, guys, is are we going to continually see this where players start squawking? Players that are under contract, they start squawking about wanting more money because this guy gets more money. I mean, I know it's not a completely new thing, but it sure is becoming more and more prevalent. I mean, Devin White. Shut the hell up, Devin White. Get back on the sidelines. Just because Levante David got an extension doesn't mean you deserve one too. Byron Murphy squawks his way out of Arizona. Now Buda Baker wants to squawk his way out because they know the ship's going down and they're fucking in a rebuild. So it's just getting ridiculous. And I think this Drew Rosenhaus guy's the ringleader of them all, who's I mean, this thing with Jalen Carter saying he's not going to visit any team unless you have a top 10 pick.
He's going to regret that.
Yeah, that's
How
bold.
about
That's
Kyler
very bold.
Murray's
That's
agent?
very bold.
How about Kyler Murray's agent who got this whole damn thing started by just, floating it out there, and then it was a big hoopla due until he got overpaid. Now Arizona's hamstrung by that.
Packers fans, we're going to run into this pretty soon also. Because
we're running into it now, man.
A player just like Rashawn Gary, he's going to be squawking too, like, dude, you guys owe me a lot of money because I'm really good. Like,
and I agree.
In a way,
but
his injury is going to kind of bring him down, though, too, with his injury. That's going to kind of.
Yeah, but that's
He's
why I
not
say
going
we
to
need
give a fuck about that.
We need to extend him now before
that's
real good next.
That would be wise to extend him now. Exactly.
You send him now while it's cheap because in a few years, all of a sudden, his agent's going to go, no, this is a valuable motherfucker right here.
Yeah, right.
Well, you see a lot of people that want requesting trades right now. It's because of their teams. They see their team and they ain't going anywhere. They're rebuilding. Or they're not going anywhere.
We're technically kind of
we're rebooting.
I think you're rebooting right now.
But nobody's doing that to us right now, though.
What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking
you
about
guys
players.
are talking. Can I finish? You guys are talking like the Packers won 3 Super Bowls in a row. Yes, that's the way you're talking. Like that team is like a world beater. I know what the Bears are. I know what the Bears are.
You're dumb, bro.
59 years old. Let me finish.
We're talking like we have a pretty good roster right now.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Shut your ass up. How about finish these nuts? How about that? So, this is my show. You can finish when I tell you to finish. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, he
So
can't
anyway,
Delusional Bears fans, I fucking tell you.
Delusional, totally, bro.
You know what? You know what's crazy?
Welcome to Frozen Tundra.
That's the first time that's ever happened on this show because, God, dude, like, that's all you do is like, never mind.
We don't give me next MVP next year. Okay.
Oh God, I've seen those posts too. Jesus. Can the kid hit at least 3K passing yards?
I give props where props are due. I mean, if Fields would have showed that he was actually progressing as a great quarterback or moving, 1 or 2 plays in a game don't make you a great quarterback. I don't see money for that plays. That's all it is.
500 yards.
Fuck.
And then he said Goff's not the fucking best quarterback right now.
Yo, I know.
That dude's on track, man.
Bro, he's not being realistic, and I can't stand it. I don't want to look. I don't mind challenging other fan bases, but don't come at me with some crazy bullshit. You fucking psycho fan.
I got it, Goff. I got it, Kirk Cousins. Then Jordan Love and then Field.
He did. He said 3,500 passing yards. I was like, wait a minute.
Let's ask main event Mike. So what's your thoughts on Jordan Love? What's your honest to God thoughts on Jordan Love?
I think the sample size is too small. He's got less than 60 passes attempted in his career. But one thing that is prevalent, my thoughts on Jordan Love is the same as Brian Gutekunst, is we got to play this kid. He's been sitting too long. We're going to have to start paying him, and we got to figure out what we got. He looks great in practice, so much so that we're willing to let a Hall of Fame, one of the greatest ever, to walk, and we can't wait to get him out. In fact, we're going to treat him like shit all the way out the door. I mean, because they believe in this kid enough, and that, as a Lions fan, it kind of worries me because if they, I mean, let's face it, they would have moved on if they didn't think he was the real deal.
I want main event Mike to continue after I ask this question. I also want Greg to answer this question. I'm gonna get to Ken and everybody else after this. But doesn't it feel like the recipe? It kind of works. Like instead of throwing your dog to the lions, it's kind of like what we're doing. You have faith. It doesn't have to be faith, but you have this weird, subconscious where you're like, fuck, is this going to work again? Like, do they know what they're doing? Are they developing another guy to kill us? Like, doesn't it kind of feel like that at least?
Are you trying to I'm sorry, Nick. Are you trying to sell me on Green Bay Packer mystique?
I'm trying to sell you on logic.
Screw that. Screw that. You saw the mystique the last game of the year last year. No.
You've seen it work before. Are you not worried that it might work again?
No self-respecting fan that's opposed to the Green Bay Packer evil empire is thinking that, Nick. Okay? Don't kid yourself.
It's in the back of my mind, Mike. I'm not going to lie.
Greg Rice, have you ever seen a more entitled take than that? I mean, this is what we say about these Packer fans. They're up there in the Crystal Tower winning all these division titles all these years. And they actually fucking believe that, Greg, that we somehow are scared
if that works?
Their process.
What if that works?
I mean, look, I would be real with you, man. You know, I'm out here in California. I'm surrounded by Cowboys and Niners fans, so I hear this shit all the time. And I look at the Packers as one of those 3 NFC teams that, since I've grown up, along with those 2 others I just named, that have just had it their way, man. I don't think, look, I'll start by saying this. Look, if there's an East Packers fan out there that thinks Jordan Love's going to come in here and have a 4-to-1 TD to INT ratio, it's just not. I highly doubt that, like 0.00001% chance that happens. What I can say is this, is the Packers roster overall is very talented, and I think the Packers go into a good situation. This will be Jordan Love's year to make or break it. He'll either get extended or they'll start looking for a quarterback in the future, which is that they're actually in a good position to do. And if the team totally bombs out, then they can liquidate assets. They got a lot of talent to do that with. They got some good young pieces in Jair Alexander and Rashawn Gary, who you hold on to. The rest of your aging stars, you could liquidate for draft capital. I would say this. I like the Packers situation right now going into 2023 a little bit better than I like the Bears. The only reason why I say that is because the Bears, if Poles, he seems to be all in on Fields. If Fields isn't the guy, Poles missed an absolute opportune chance to replace him this year with a CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. They will not be in a position next year. No one's going to be trained out for Caleb Williams as of now. We all know he's probably
real quick, Greg. I'm going to disagree with you on just one point. I loved every fucking thing that you just said. I'm just going to disagree with you in one aspect where,
let me hear.
If Fields doesn't work out this year, Poles probably didn't miss out, and he probably didn't whiff, because if they fucking suck again and they're just absolute garbage, this next year's QB talent is dramatically better.
Plus, they'll have 2 number ones next year.
So this next draft, after this draft, would be the time to, bro. You could probably get Drake May in like.
Well, that's why I said earlier.
I feel you on that, Nick. But here's my thing, you guys. Here's my thing: is unless you have that number 1 pick, whatever team has that is probably not giving up. Look, I look at May and Caleb Williams as better than any quarterbacks that have been coming out over the last 2 years. And if I'm that team with the number 1 pick, there's no way I'm giving up an opportunity to draft one of those.
Caleb Williams is an NFL quarterback already, and he's.
I know he is,
dude.
Caleb
Williams. Nick, hold on real quick. Sorry, main event, Mike. I'll get you. Just let me say this one last piece where I truly believe that Caleb Williams is the prize. He is the prize of the last, I don't know how many years. Yeah. He is the prize. He really is.
I agree.
So, Mike, go for it, bro.
Nah, I forgot.
Another joke.
I was going to tell you a joke. What do you call a good football mind in a room full of clowns? Greg Rice.
I was going to say Bill Belichick, but Greg Rice and Bill Belichick are like
You guys are great, man.
Bill, you're muted, Bill.
We can't hear you, Bill. We can't hear you.
Oh, I was going to say, whoever just called from Texas, call back, and we missed somebody from Michigan as well. If you guys want to call back, the phone lines are open right now.
Bill's on a break. Our operator was on a break.
I like how you're naming out states, Bill. I wonder who this Texas caller is going to be.
Answer Nick's question. If the Bears are trash next year, specifically if Justin Fields doesn't get it together, I mean, the kid looks like he couldn't hit water from a boat. But all of the fan base says, "Oh, it's because he's got a shitty O-line. He doesn't have enough weapons." All those excuses are going to be gone next year. And guess what? 1 year from right now, his fifth-year option will be looming to whether or not the Bears are going to pick it up. That is going to tell us what kind of season Justin Fields had. Because if the Justin Fields lovers are right, then they'll pick up that option. He had a great 2023. If he struggles again, I can't see him doing it because the experiment will have failed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, who's the longest tenured Bear quarterback in the last 30 years?
Good question, Jay Cutler.
Gotta be Cutler.
Jay Cutler, that's it, right? That's it. Nobody else. Then what's the shelf life of a quarterback in Chicago? 3 years?
Oh, Jesus.
4 years? If they're lucky? Come on, man.
That was one of my main points, like main event Mike brought up. Okay, that's what these fan bases aren't seeing. Obviously, the look team on the Green Bay Packers see something in Jordan Love.
Yeah.
So where they're willing to give up a Hall of Fame quarterback. But hey, we got a caller. We got a caller calling in.
Isaac.
Okay, we got Isaac calling.
We know who this is.
Thanks for not being on the show, Isaac.
He made it.
He's here in spirit now, guys. He's here in spirit.
My question.
Go ahead,
My question
Isaac.
is for Greg Wright.
Uh-oh.
What's up, dude?
My question is for Greg Wright.
Yeah.
Hey, if Rodgers goes to the Niners, will you become the biggest Niner fan?
Aaron Rodgers is a top 5 quarterback if he goes to the Niners.
Yo, he definitely would be.
Yeah. I said it once. I'll say it again. Look, you guys. So I used to give Packers fans a lot of shit. I used to troll a lot that Aaron Rodgers isn't a top 10 all time. Look, man, I've kind of just let that go. He's probably the only one-ring quarterback I got in my top 10, and I gave some consideration to that based on the fact that he actually, in my opinion, stopped a potential Steelers dynasty. So let me hear, Isaac.
So long story short, you going to bang that Niner gang?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just gave you guys shit because of the struggles you guys had with him in the playoffs, man. It's all I could hold on to. My Lions weren't doing shit. And still got shit to prove.
By this time next year, Greg Rice will be yelling Niner, gang, or bang.
And now if he goes there and wins with the Niners, you know I got to give you shit.
Hey, he's going to become Greg Jerry Rice.
You guys are great, man.
That's funny. That's
fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. I love Isaac. Isaac, get on the damn
Isaac's
show.
good people, man. You're good
guys,
people, bro.
I
Good
have a
sports
public
talk.
service announcement real quick. Has anybody seen Darcy the douchebag?
he was on for a minute.
Darcy?
Oh, that pitch is fucking crippling. Oh, Darcy, get back on here and defend yourself.
Yeah, Darcy, keep running, man. Packer fans are counting their rings over here, bud.
Yeah. Hopefully in my lifetime we'll get one.
So main event, Mike, what do you hope you guys do with your first round draft pick this year?
Good kicker.
I keep seeing you guys are bringing in quarterbacks to visit and stuff. So what's your thoughts on that?
As long as we get someone that John Dorn hates, I'll be happy.
I hope it's that kicker. I hate kickers.
He said he hopes it's a place kicker.
No, to answer your question there, Bill, I think it's got to be best defensive player available, whether that's Christian Gonzalez, Will Anderson. I wasn't sold on Jalen Carter because of the character, but if Brad Holmes vets him and believes that his character's high, you can't deny what the kid can do on tape. Honestly, though, a couple of players that have jumped out to me recently since I've been on the internet on my own show, the Main Event 365 Live every Monday night.
Should we
a
boo
couple
you
players.
off now?
I want to
boo you
get
off
this take out there, guys. I heard an interview on satellite radio with Paris Johnson, the tackle from Columbus. I don't know if any of you heard it. It was on Moving the Chains. And this kid, I didn't know a lot about him, so I went and I watched all the tape other than the games against Michigan. And, man, this kid is phenomenal. His dad was in the NFL. He's been training with NFL guys since he was a teenager. His character's uber high. I've seen so many mocks where Chicago has taken somebody other than this guy. I hope that's right, because this guy looks like he's going to be a left tackle in the NFL for 15 years. And if the Bears take Skoronski or one of these other guys, I really think they're going to be dropping the ball. I'd be on it. I'd be wondering what you guys thought about that, if you even know about this prospect.
Welcome to the show, John Sullivan. We finally have a Minnesota Viking fan, so we had every fan base covered tonight. Welcome to the show, John.
So where's Darcy, the Rams fan, Lions fan, Bills fan, and
who, this guy right here?
That guy right there, yes.
This guy right here.
He was here moments ago.
This guy right here.
There with my girl Caitlin.
No, that's actually a side-by-side of Darcy. Left is at work, right is Friday night at the club.
I respect it. Get your hustle on, Darcy.
He said, hey, Darcy commented and said he was going to call in, man. Call on in unless you're scared. You could always pop back in. You got the link.
So Anderson is obviously a great draft pick. I was just going to say, I think Anderson's going to go before we draft, but if we make that trade, it's possible. Anderson's a great draft pick. Nolan Smith from Georgia is also someone that I absolutely fucking love his tape. I love his tape. So let's say that we get Nolan Smith as an edge rusher after you guys get Anderson, for example. I'd be perfectly happy with that. And I'm pretty sure Darcy would be happy that we have someone to slappy his quarterback.
Hey, Nick, real quick, though, on a serious note, look, man, I like Preston Smith, man. I think him and Enigbari, like, you guys kind of just – I feel like your fan base is just kind of ready to move on from these guys a little too fast.
Not Enigbari, but I think Preston Smith, I think you're right, where it's like, yeah, Preston Smith, we like him, but it's like it's not dominance. You know what I mean?
Get you.
It's not complete dominance. It's like he has 4 bad games and then he has 2 great games. And
it's rotation too.
He convinces us to give us to give him.
We just need more of those good games, man. We need more consistency.
I get you.
It's rough
Go
with
ahead,
Preston
Darian.
Smith, if I'm being honest, because Preston Smith, we can't continue paying him to not play every fucking game the way that we need him to. So with Preston Smith, I'm actually, after this year, I'm ready to move on. That was a big contract we gave him for him. So with Nolan Smith from Georgia, I'm ready to move into that chapter. We have Rashawn Gary that's going to come back. I believe they said around week 2 or week 3. That's what I'm seeing. So that's good. And we got Enigbari. Dude, Enigbari was really good at the end of the year.
He was, man. He's a great pass rush specialist, man.
I was really surprised with how well he rushed it.
So that's where I'm going with that. I know Bill wants to take over, and he's going to give it to Darian, and we're going to go to other people. I know Darcy's here. Thank you, Darcy, for being here with your surgery that you just had. There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Go
So
ahead, Darian.
my wife is going to be on the show.
My wife.
My legs.
She probably knows more about the line than you, Darcy.
We're gonna go with Darian first.
How come everybody says that? It's funny.
Darian gets to go first, and then Darcy gets to do whatever he's trying to do.
Legitimate, it can stand up to questioning.
Yep, remember that, boys.
So, well, to speak on Preston Smith, the other thing I was going to say that should have been brought up about Preston is that he is currently getting up there in age. Like, the guy's not all that productive for us at the edge rush. Like, one season he'll be great, another he'll drop off a bit. So, yeah, I understand that part about needing to move on to another pass rusher. But I think most of the problems would have lied with the defensive line. Like, we weren't getting pressure from the middle more so than we could from the outside, which is where I think think a draft pick for defense comes in.
Okay.
Makes sense. All right.
How about
my wife wants guys. Listen. Great show. It's an honor to be here. My wife wants to say something about the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I don't like him ever at all. He should spend more time making commercials.
He should.
And he's a coward for not retiring today or like this year when he should have. Are they breaking me out? That's because he's jealous of me. Bill, the Packer fan, is jealous of the But seriously, I think that the Packers are going to get better with him being gone.
I do too. Wait. Let me ask you a question, Miss Darcy. Are you from Canada or America?
Yes, I'm Canada.
Okay. Well, your opinion doesn't really matter.
Oh my!
Darcy said, "Let me go out here and cuss you out."
Oh
now.
my God. So why are you so worried about me being Canadian?
Because we don't live in a dictatorship. Boom!
Okay.
Jesus, Nick.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Oh.
She's
Yep.
like, okay.
No, but yes, I'll give you that.
She has much better takes than Darcy.
But again, we're talking about football, not politics.
Yeah, but you guys have terrible football. It's called Canadian football, and we don't.
Oh my God! But the Lions are going to win the frickin' Super Bowl this year.
It's playoff
win first.
Oh my God!
Just one playoff win first.
You just cursed them. You just cursed them. That's it.
Wait a minute. Let me respond to that. That's impossible. The Lions play in the Canadian Football League.
Oh my God! Stop! Who are you?
That's Nick. He's a savage.
Lions are the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Stop.
No, but seriously,
Again, I like Green Bay, but I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
So
and I'm glad that he's gone.
Let me ask you this, Miss Darcy. What do you think the Lions are going to do next year? You think they're going to be better than last year because they picked up at the end of the season?
I think so. If they don't stop trading like good players, like they have good players and they're trading it. It's like I like Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
I think that the Lions are doing good things with their time.
So real quick, who do they trade? Because I think you mean losing good players like
Yeah.
Jamal Williams. That's losing a really good player.
No, it's not.
That's not re-signing good players. That's what that
But
is.
hey, Gray, you are absolutely right. She has definitely better takes than Darcy.
Instead of Darcy,
And she makes more sense. And she makes more sense.
Yes, she does.
Darcy, get off. Put her back on.
Put her back on.
She knows what she's
I'm
talking about.
talking to
Darcy.
a Packer slappy that lives in Nappy Valley. Nappy Valley. And he's never even been to a Packer game yet in his life. Loser.
Nick's been there game
Do
before.
you want me to send the pictures of all the dude? I was there when Brett Favre's dad died and watched him in Oakland. So,
Wow.
Damn,
I've
that was a great game.
That was
That's
a
a game
game,
I wish
yeah.
I would have been at.
That's a memorable
Nick.
game right there.
That's
Hell
a good
yeah.
fucking game to be part of.
I mean, if there's one game you can think of for the Packers that you could be at, other than the Super Bowls, obviously.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like when Brett Favre's dad died, you're like,
So-
damn.
So how many
Bro,
people are going to
he
go?
like destroyed it. Like he could do no wrong that night.
So let me ask you guys this: how many of you guys are going to go see Jordan Love have his first start in Lambeau?
Ooh.
It depends. Bill, the Packer fan.
I'm
Are
going.
you going to be there?
He's shaking his head no.
When everybody wants to
No,
rush
I'm
me.
going. I'm going.
Nice.
Opening
As long
day.
as long as Bill's in front of me with his 6'8" frame and all that shit, I'll be there.
Hey, Bill, they might need you tied in this year, man.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I feel scared because, dude, all
might need
the
a
shit
kicker.
that's coming at me, dude. Let's be honest. If I go to a Packers game again, I've been there. I've been to Lambeau multiple times. if I go there again, there's gonna be these people that are gonna be like, "Hey, aren't you Nick Green?" I'm like,
Are you
Am
scared,
I?
Nick? Are you
They're
scared,
gonna
Nick?
be
Don't be scared,
like,
Nick.
No one is
They're
going
gonna
to
shake
do
my
that,
hand,
Nick.
or they're gonna be
No
like,
one is going to do that.
Nick's gonna show up
No,
with a disguise
not
on
one.
and shit.
Hey, Nick, have you
Not
ever
one
been in
person
Soldier
is gonna
Field?
say, "Aren't
Have you
you
ever
Nick
gone into
Green from
Soldier
the
Field?
Frozen Tundra Network?" Maybe someday, but right now the odds are against it.
I like it though. I like the
Jordan
optimism.
Love's first game in Lambeau. It's going to be interesting to see who he gets his first
Yeah,
start.
I
Wouldn't it?
agree.
I mean, if they get a nice powder puff schedule, I mean, we already know who the opponents are, right?
Yeah.
We know the division we're going to be playing. We
We
just
played the
don't know the
Lions
dates
twice,
yet.
so that's 2 W's there.
Ooh.
Could be.
Greg.
Hey, so what are the expectations for Devontae Wyatt? So look, man, he came on, I'd say like the last quarter of the year. But what are the expectations for him? I like Quay Walker. I think you guys got some as long as he can keep like maybe some game discipline. But what are the expectations on Devontae Wyatt this year?
First of all, Quay Walker is absolutely 100% gonna be a great linebacker. He's
I agree.
He's really good. Now his character in his
If he doesn't put a gun in his mouth.
Yeah.
I
Guy's a
love
head
his
case.
character. I love his character. We need more people like that.
You're
But
crazy,
20
John Dorn. The guy's a head case.
Maybe not
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
that's
I
what
don't know
I'm
about a
saying.
head case. You got to
Between
have
the
some
ears-
self-control, man.
Between the
You
ears,
definitely need some self-control for
If
sure.
he
You gotta
doesn't
have
People like
self-control.
that, John Dorn? No.
What?
And
Let's be
Devontae
honest,
Wyatt,
at
Devontae
20
Wyatt,
years
Quay Walker,
old,
and now
I
you're
don't see
pining
no
for
problem with
Nolan
this. I
Smith.
don't see no problem.
So why don't you
20
just draft
years old.
Stetson Bennett and
Fucking guy
see
plays
if you
awesome.
can get
He's
Kirby
doing what he's
Smart
doing.
over there?
I'm sorry, at 21
I
years
realize
old,
they have the same logo on their helmet, but
at 21 years old, were you the smartest motherfucker on the planet?
Hell no, but I thought I was.
he's the smartest guy
I
in
was
this
doing some
room.
stupid shit.
This kid is a fucking child. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
At
but you know
20
what?
years,
You get paid
hasn't
millions of
been
dollars. You
fruition.
should pay someone to teach you to be nice or
I'll
learn how
bet
to be
you money.
nice. I
I'll
mean,
bet
what
you
the
money,
fuck,
though.
bro?
I'll
He
bet
got
you
caught
money.
in a
I
hole
will bet
there.
you money.
It happens.
Him
Oh, wow.
crying in the tunnel like a little bitch. Let's be honest. That was embarrassing as a Packers fan. Him
Yeah,
crying in the tunnel like a little bitch.
Yeah,
It was.
When he did
We
something
loved
wrong,
it too,
nobody
Nick.
else. He did something
Yeah.
wrong. If he if
It
he
was on national TV. It was awesome.
that was terrible. That was terrible.
And
And
I'm
you
gonna
say
be real
what
with you
want.
guys. That was
When I
one of the turning
21
points of the
years old,
game.
I already had a
Real
few
quick,
kids.
if he
and
takes
3
that,
jobs, and you didn't see me going, no,
if he takes that, if
Don't
Quay
make
Walker
excuses
takes
for that
he
shit.
learns from it. If this kid takes
I
that
had no
shit and
problem when he
learns
did.
from it,
No, not at
he's
all.
going to be a great linebacker. I promise you, he's going to be a great.
I agree.
linebacker. Great damn
Skills
good.
there. Skills there. But what about Devontae Wyatt now? How much longer does he get a chance to start?
Yeah, I mean, like 2
Yeah, you
years.
didn't
I
answer
think I'm
that
gonna give him
question.
another 2 years.
Yeah.
Once the rookie contract is up, we're about to be like, all right, bye.
Hey, Dub, what are your
You'll-
thoughts on
you'll
Devontae
be
Wyatt?
starting this year.
Yeah, and do you think the expectations are high for him? I mean,
It's
I
very
like you
high.
guys'
Let's
front
be honest.
seven.
Let's
I'd
be
expect some production out of him, man. I think he was one. Like I said, he was very disappointing, man. That first little stint, the fact that John Reed got all those snaps over him, man. Now he came on a little bit at the last 4 games of the year, but I mean, what are the expectations for him? Honestly, man, he's starting next to Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, sooner rather than later, Preston Smith, and Ikbari. I'd expect some decent production. But
Keep
that's just
saying
me.
honestly, bro, the expectations is if he doesn't turn into the beast that we know he was at Georgia,
Yeah.
then you know what? Get the fuck out of here. Like if you're not built for the NFL, dude, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here then. You
He
have
needs
to
fucking playing time. They ain't giving him playing time. Got to fucking
No,
play.
that's not
give him
true.
playing
That's
time.
not true. At the beginning of the
Bullshit.
year, they did
Well,
give him
here's
playing
the thing.
time, and he kept fucking up every
Yeah.
time, man. So it turns into this part where, if we're gonna give you significant minutes this next year, you better fucking produce, or else because you're our first draft pick.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not joking. You
What
have.
I hate is we get these first round draft picks and they develop them. It's like, no, your first picks be fucking playing on the field day one.
But the point
Yeah.
I was trying to
I
make
agree.
is when you line up right next to Kenny Clark, if you're not producing, then you suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have a guy that's opening up the whole offensive line.
Kenny Clark's a beast.
You better produce.
He's a beast, bro.
Kenny Clark's a beast. So then let me ask you this, and I'm not even trying to throw shade. Better rookie year, Dayton Jones or Devontae Wyatt?
Dayton Jones had a better rookie year. He did.
Okay.
Devontae Wyatt had a better second half, I guess, or quarter half, I guess you would call it.
I think we're going to be
Dayton
fine.
Jones actually played the whole year and produced a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm pretty sure that Dayton Jones,
you could just-
I'd be very confident saying that Dayton Jones is way worse than Devontae Wyatt.
Me too. That broke my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I gotta get to work, gentlemen.
Are you a UCLA fan or some shit?
Yeah, hell yeah, go Bruins, dog.
He said he's in Cali, man. He said he's up there.
Hey, much love, you guys. Thanks for having me on. I gotta get to work, you guys. I'll jump on in the comments if I can. Have a great one, guys.
You too, man. Thanks for being on, Greg.
Thanks.
See you later, Greg.
Main event Mike is gonna be left in the fish tank all by himself because John Sullivan can't even show his face.
He's there though. I see his eyes every now and then.
I'm
driving.
I'm
driving.
Oh, he's driving. That's why. All right.
All right. Let me ask you guys a question. I want main event Mike and John Sullivan going at this. Who's gonna win the division this year? The Vikings or the Lions?
Ooh.
Well, the one thing that scares me, Nick, is that everyone's picking the Lions. That bothers me because everyone's usually wrong. And but I mean, on paper, definitely the Lions got it. I think up and down the roster, they're the best team in the division. They won 8 out of 10 games last year, and they carry that momentum going in, especially if they nail the draft the way they have the last 2 years. I think it's the Lions' division to lose. If they don't win the division, I think it'll be a very underachieving season.
I feel like you're worried about that because you've seen the Lions.
Yeah, I would be totally worried about that if I was a Lions fan.
Yeah, there's actually a word for that.
Worst moments ever.
There's a term for that.
Just like they hyped up the fucking Cleveland Browns.
There's a term for that we have trademarked over at the main event, and that is called PTSOL. Post-traumatic, same old Lions. So it always explodes or implodes before it ever reaches any point of success. So we definitely are leery about it. I mean, some of us that live in Canada do go a little overboard and predict 12 wins every year, no matter when our team is shit or whatever.
That was my next question, because if you're going to win this division, you got to be double digits. Now, in the last 30 years, you guys only hit double digits 4 times.
Correct. But last I checked, this wasn't the History Channel.
I understand. I'm just saying,
next year.
It's the same old Lions, though, man, until you guys do something.
Right, but relevant to the question, what do you think about next year? If you can tell me how never winning a Super Bowl or any of that applies.
I think 10 wins in this division is going to be enough to win this 10 wins.
11
I think this division will open up to anybody.
We're gonna go John Sullivan. Who's winning in the division next year? The Vikings or the Lions?
Not the Vikings. Probably either the Lions or the Packers, depending on what happens with Aaron Rodgers and what they do, what every team in the NFC North does in the draft, how they draft. So that's.
So wait. Well, you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. What do you mean by that? Give me the full spectrum of that.
Well, is he staying? Is he leaving?
He's gone.
He's gone, bro. He's not going to play. Even if he's on the roster, he's not going to be wearing a jersey on our sideline. Why?
So panel. What if in an alternate universe is how I feel about it. Anyways, what if Aaron Rodgers, we can't trade him because no one's going to give us what they want, and all of a sudden management goes, you know what? Then play this year. What happens then?
That won't happen. Don't fucking train for a bag of chips.
There's no way, man. There's no way. That would upset the team dynamic so bad.
I'm not asking you if there's no way. I'm asking you if
I can't, Nick.
all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers is our starting quarterback.
Bro, you're playing with my heart, man. Stop.
They would be picking a top 3 probably.
My job is
Dodgers done.
with your adrenaline.
Bro, we're still going to be the same old Packers we were last year if we don't do something about our wide receivers. Same old. It don't matter who we got throwing the ball, man. We can't go.
You guys are saying we're going to suck either way.
Yeah, I'm saying our wide receiver core did not get any better. It actually got worse. And until we add something, somehow, I don't see how we're going to do anything, bro. 10 wins is my cap for us. I think 10 wins. It could be our max, but I think 8 wins is what we're going to be at.
I think the consensus
when was the last time a rookie starter won 10 games?
Honestly,
Patrick Mahomes.
No. I think Dak Prescott, right? He had 13 wins his first year.
He did. He went 13-3 his rookie year.
Okay, so you think Jordan Love could be that good?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying 10 wins is his highest.
I think Jordan Love could be better than Dak Prescott.
Look, here's the thing. Here's the difference between Rodgers and Love. Rodgers was calling his own plays. Now Love is going to be every play is going to be told to Love from LaFleur. That's how that's going to go. It ain't going to be throwing a couple plays out and you pick which one. LaFleur is going to script and tell him everything. That's going to be the difference.
You got to remember too, Jordan Love has been with the Packers for 3 years. He knows that playbook inside and out. He's been playing during the last 2 months of the season. He was playing with the number ones, practicing with number ones. Because Rodgers' thumb was broken, his ribs and all that crap. So he was taking care of the ones during the fucking practice week. And plus, the younger guys feel a lot more comfortable with Jordan Love than they do with Rodgers. They came out and even said it. For one, there's a big age difference. They feel a lot more comfortable with Love than the Rodgers.
Well, I think with the whole Rodgers mystique gone, it opens it up for these young guys to respond to a younger player. They're all in the same boat. It's not they're looking up at one guy. They're all in their second, third year, first year, whatever. They're all in the same situation.
Isn't it possible though that Jordan Love could stink?
Oh, definitely. And I don't look. Like I said, 8 wins is that's how I see it. I mean, I think he could win 6 on his own merit, but that's it. Until I see something else, I haven't seen enough to say he could win. Win out a season. There's no way.
It's like me asking you, can the Lions actually put a full season together? You haven't.
We'll see. The over/under for Green Bay is 7.5.
I know. That's what I mean.
I think I'll go under. A-Dub, you always got a great take. There's just a lag, so it's usually worth the wait on the lag. What do you think? Over under 7.5 for Jordan Love in his first season?
Personally, I feel like it could be under. There is still much to be determined when it comes to dreading the unknown, and you always got to think there's always something more that a kid that's just coming in has to learn. Like, you don't expect too much out of somebody with their first year as a full-time starter, and much has to gel together with the team's statistically overall for us to even consider it.
Right. Good take. I mean, it's a lot more likely that the Packers don't make the playoffs and the kid struggles in his first year out of the gate. I don't care how long he's been sitting on the sideline and practicing with the ones and all of that. The windows in the NFL are a hell of a lot smaller. The pressure is 10 times as big, and playing in Lambeau is going to be pressure packed for that kid on his first time. And I think that's really going to set the tone for, how he gets out of the gate is going to be huge for him. I think, if he struggles coming out of the gate and they go 1-3 or 1-4 or something, it's just going to make it so much tougher for him to climb out of that. But if they can come out, and if the scheduler makers make it a nice, easy sledding first 4 games for the Packers, and he can get off to a good start, he might be able to put a great season together because, hey, he's talented, right? And I'm sold on Christian Watson. I don't care. I think he was a great draft pick. I didn't think he was going to be a great player, but he really showed me something last year, and I think the kid's special.
Well, I think our defense is really going to have to step up this year. I mean, play to their ability that they can play. I mean, we got a damn good defense. They just got to show up and play to help the ball. Our offensive line's got to play better. Our offensive line wasn't playing the greatest last year.
That's what I'm more concerned with, the O-line.
One thing that does concern me. Go ahead, A-Dub. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say I never got to answer Greg's question about my expectation on Devontae Wyatt. When I look at Wyatt this year, I say he's going to have a much bigger role. Like, he'll likely be the starter this year as far as what we're bringing back for that D line. Him, T.J. Slayton, and Kenny Clark, and more than likely will address the depth of that line through the draft. So when it comes to Devontae Wyatt, my expectations for him is be much more active in trying to make plays for others and be able to produce plays for yourself. That's what I usually thought I saw from him with his time spent in Georgia. I hope he can do that with Green Bay.
Right on. One thing that does concern me, guys, about Green Bay is what is a young quarterback's best friend? The tight end. And your team doesn't have a tight end right now. And even if you get one in the draft, that's a guy who doesn't know the playbook. That's not – I mean, a good veteran presence there at tight end would have been so helpful for this kid, and a nice safety valve for him to help his completion percentage in his first year as a starter.
I don't know. I think Aguero will be all right. I think Aguero's going to be just fine. I mean, just until the other guy catches up, when we draft, Jeff catches up, Aguero's will be fine.
Well, yeah, the thing about DeGore is he's just not a true tight end. He's more of a hybrid, like an H-back / tight end. So
thank you.
And that Davis, I don't know why we got him on the roster.
Well, Davis serves the purpose of our special teams guy.
Yeah,
that's the reason they kept him. It was just a matter of keeping special team guys together. That's why some of those players we re-signed are still there.
Yeah, we gotta get safety. We definitely need to get help at safety, tight end. We need some more receivers. Right now, our offensive lineman, better pass rusher would be nice. A corner, just for gotta have.
Right.
Well, you're set at running back.
Yeah, I think we might pick one up.
Yeah, if we pick up a running back, it's gonna be a matter of a precaution to the guys you got now. Like, the first thought process with the running back is Aaron Jones. We still like him, but he is getting up there in age where he may not produce the way he normally does for us. And then there's A.J. Dillon. Jury is still out if you want to re-sign him to a new contract since his rookie deal is supposed to be up after this year. They may not pick that up to where you might have to go a different direction.
I'd like to see the Packers. The Packers could also use like a third down scat back, some 5'9" guy, maybe like Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State, 5'9", super fast, a little weapon to use out of the slot, maybe coming out of the backfield on third down.
I like to see Torrey get more action. I like that Torrey kid. He needs more time.
Samori Toure, the 7th round pick.
Yeah. I like him. He needs more time on the. Well, he'll get more time this year, but we need to get receivers, that's for sure.
At the moment, he's on the roster as a wide receiver 3 for us. Like, you'll see him plugged in a slot somewhere.
We got no Chicago Bears on the show tonight. Maybe we should make fun of them.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Good. Yeah, when it comes to Bears.
Let's talk about the number 1 running back in the NFC North.
He probably is number 1 running back.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, the kid can ball out. There's no doubt the kid can ball out. I mean, but you've got to be able to succeed in the NFL from the pocket if you're going to be a quarterback. You can run all you want, but if you can't do it from the pocket, your career's not going to last. So if he can get that done, then, a lot of us will be eating crow because the kid is dangerous. Everybody knows the kid's dangerous.
Yeah, once he gets out of the pocket and he's running, it's like he's like catching a chicken with his head cut off.
And he's got a rocket of an arm too. He can really get the ball downfield. So, I mean, if they can work with what he's got, it could be dangerous. And I think too quickly we discount the Bears and what Justin Fields could be.
Yeah, but another thing too, they better have a solid backup because I don't see him playing a full season.
When Bears fans have to talk about Justin Fields, they have to make shit up, just like his stats. All of a sudden, Justin Fields threw for 3,500 yards tonight. I'm just saying, there's a reason why Bears fans are so delusional. They have to start creating reasons why he's good. And the fact is, we have a large enough sample size in 2 years that he's started many games that he's not good. He has not been good.
And forget about the fumbles.
1 good game, 2 good games, 3 good games. You can mention the worst quarterbacks in history, and they've had a few good games also. Dude, the fact is, Justin Fields has been historically a bad quarterback, and that's a fact.
And they always keep
But
on
do you
saying,
think it's because he's a bad quarterback, or it's because he's in Chicago?
I think that there's a component of both. Now, if he went to a different team, I think the development could change as opposed to Chicago. So I think there's something there where maybe, just like I mentioned earlier, Alex Smith, for example, maybe Justin Fields could succeed somewhere else. But his current situation and where he's at in his growth and his development, it's not going to end well. It's not a great recipe.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes said he didn't start reading defenses till his 3rd year. And, Justin Fields coming into his 3rd year. So hope maybe he can, I don't want to say hopefully, but maybe he can get it together. And, I mean, don't you think we'll all be eating a little crow, Nick, if we're wrong?
Absolutely. Bro, just like when we lost to the Niners in the playoffs a few years ago, me and Bill, all of us actually.
Wasn't that back-to-back seasons?
No.
Oh, no, my bad. Okay.
We lost the Niners, then we lost to the Bucs, then we lost.
Oh, that's
the Niners.
right. My bad. Yeah, okay.
But we promised everyone that we'd go live the second we lost if it happened because we were so sure it wouldn't happen. So we did go live, and we ate a lot of crow that year. That was a bad show, but I'll tell you what, we got skyrocketing viewers that show.
I bet.
So look, everyone, we've hit time. I'm sorry, guys. So everyone, main event, Mike, tell me real quick your show and your time so everyone knows real quick.
Well, actually, April 27th, the day of the draft on Thursday, the main event will be going live from the Lions Den in a secret location in Michigan where we will be giving you the picks as they come off the board as allowed by law. And we'll have commentary. We will have analysis, some special guests. We've got some super fans from around the league that are going to be joining when their teams are on the clock. Mega Hawk from Seattle. We got some special guests, a lot of surprises in store. It's Thursday, April 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Right on. So main event, Mike. He's got a great show. Sometimes I'm on it, even though they don't want me to. Sometimes I randomly appear. What?
Hey, main event, Mike. I got a question. Is Darcy going to be on the show for the draft, or is he not going to be on? The real deal.
I don't control who comes on for me to rip them a new ass. But if the producer decides to let that guy on for me to rip him an ass, then he will be.
John Dorn,
that would be great.
I don't care if he's a Lions fan. He better have a take.
I'm calling John at this point. John Popcorn, get your popcorn, Dorn, at this point because he's got the craziest takes ever, and I love it. A-Dub, John Sullivan, thanks for being on again, brother. I love you, dog. Bro, next time I'm going to a Packers game again. I'm going to Lambeau this year, so let's hang out. Thank you guys. Main event, Mike. Your show is amazing. I want to be on it again. Thanks you guys.
For having me, Nick.
Friday night. Have a great weekend. It's Friday night. Let's
go
all have
go and save old Lions.
Everyone, love you.
Fuck
Thank
the
you.
Bears. Fuck the Skull.
You want to fuck the Skull? What the fuck? John Dorn, man. Holy shit, man.
Skull to the bro.
So let me ask you a question. When you fuck the Skull, you're going to do a doggy style, or is it going to be riding you? What is it going to be, man?